Horror Spooky Shorts.
I was never afraid of toys. As a kid, I feared the dark, creaking doors, or the hiss of the radiator in the middle of the night. But toys, never. They were just fabric, plastic, or stuffing. She was obsessed with unusual things, creepy dolls, bizarre cartoons, and toys with faces that seemed just a plain brown box. When she tore it open, she squealed with excitement. I had expected her to be amused, maybe weirded out, but she hugged it immediately and said, "He feels alive." She was quiet, which was unusual. I asked if she was okay, and she just nodded, not taking her eyes off the toy. That day, she barely spoke. I thought she was on her tablet or playing with a toy, but when I peeked in, she was sitting on the floor, facing Labubu, whispering to it like it was answering. Her voice was quiet but tense. She didn't notice me, just whispered sometimes, as if having a conversation with it. She looked up at me with tired eyes and said, "He told me about the boy who didn't believe him. He doesn't sleep anymore." I wanted to press her for more, but she got up and went to brush her teeth like nothing had happened. I laughed at that. I shouldn't have off. Not your average kid stuff. One day, while scrolling through some random shop site, I saw it Labubu. It felt warm, warmer than it should have. I stuffed it in the hall closet and shut the door. Maybe it was messing with her head, I figured. Maybe without it, she'd go back to normal. Took it out back, soaked it in lighter fluid, lit the match. It didn't burn. The flames surrounded it, but the fabric didn't catch. It just sat there, smiling. I heard something then, like a faint giggle. I dropped the match and backed away. I caught her scratching words into the floorboards under her bed with her nails. They were names, dozens of them. Some said it came from Japan. Others said it was based on a demon used in children's folklore to teach obedience. The image they posted matched Labubu. Same grin, same posture. One comment chilled me to the bone. "If you see it move, it's too late." She kept saying, "He's angry. You made him angry." I buried it in the woods, behind the house, 3 feet deep, wrapped in chains. I recited prayers over the spot. Maybe it helped, maybe not. Nothing moved on screen, not visibly. But 27 minutes later, the closet door opened. No one opened it. The toy wasn't visible, but when I checked the room camera, Labubu was sitting upright in her bed, scratching, laughing. Then one night, she went silent. I calmed her down and told her she had a bad dream. I know I locked the closet door. I checked the footage on the hallway camera we had outside her room for safety. She begged me to bring Labubu back. When I said no, she slapped me on her bed, a note written in shaky childlike handwriting. He said, "I can be happy now. I'll smile forever." He had described it as a collector S plush with character, and had it posed next to a few other equally unsettling figures. Sometimes I see things out of the corner of my eye, small things, smiling, but it was the smile that stood out to me. Wide, too wide, with big teeth that made it look like it had bitten something or someone recently. She was sitting up in bed, eyes closed, murmuring. "He says, you're next." He says, "The boy's already inside the walls." I froze. My mouth went dry. "What boy, Anna?" I asked, trying to wake her. Her eyes opened slowly. They were completely black for a second, then normal. Then she smiled. I chuckled and thought, she loved this freak. No matter how ugly or odd-looking, they couldn't hurt you. At least, that's what I believed until Labubu arrived. I remember standing by her door, watching her cuddle the thing. Its weird little eyes seemed to be glancing sideways, not quite focused. And that grin, it made me feel strangely uneasy, but it was just a toy. It all started when my younger sister Anna turned 9. The package came 2 weeks later. No label except a foreign address I couldn't recognize, and no branding. That night, she insisted on sleeping with it. The next morning, I found her sitting at the breakfast table with Labubu on her lap. By the 3rd day, things got weirder. She stopped playing with her other toys. They ended up in a pile in the corner of her room, as if they'd all been discarded for good. Labubu now sat on her pillow, upright, facing the door, she told me. He watched over her while she slept. She said he protected her from the things that come at night. That evening, I heard her talking in her room around midnight. The next morning, I asked her what they'd been talking about. That night I took the toy. I waited until she was asleep and gently pulled it from her arms. She woke up screaming. I rushed into her room, and she was curled in a ball on the floor, crying and pointing at her bed. That was the first time she ever hit me. I left the toy where it was, but the next morning, it was back in her arms. At 3:14 a.m., the door creaked open on its own. No one was there. My skin went cold. I tried burning it the next day. That night, Anna spoke in her sleep. I went into her room after hearing strange noises through the baby monitor. I took her to a therapist. She wouldn't speak to anyone, not even me. All she wanted was the toy. She stopped eating, stopped sleeping. I started researching. I found a thread on a deep web forum. People discussing the smiling one. I went to her room that night and took it again. I didn't try to burn it this time. She got worse. She screamed every night, said she could hear him underground. I ran into her room. She was gone. The window was open. There were tiny footprints on the windowsill, like something had climbed an oar out. She never came back. It's been 3 years. I moved. Changed my name. I don't sleep much. Last night, I found a package at my door. No return address. I opened it. LaBooBoo was inside. Clean. Pristine. Smiling wider than ever. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next spooky short, because the next one might be watching you.